Well, Nation of Fit in 10, it is day 65. 5 days to go. Literally, 5 days to go. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then we are officially done. I'm going to encourage you to keep up your numbers until you come to your final scan. And some people are doing it before the date. Some people are doing it on a Saturday. Some people are doing it on a Sunday. Some people are doing it a little bit later into the week. On this note here, we are going to do a finale, obviously. We're not going to do it in the gym, although we could. But it's still going to be a lot of people. So, we're just going to play it safe here. We'll do a Zoom meeting. That way everybody's going to feel comfortable. And I'll be sending it out shortly, okay? And we're going to run this, I think, on a Wednesday midday. So hopefully you can all tune in. It won't be long. It's going to be probably about 45 minutes. So we're going to run through general stats and awards and all that, okay? And plus, we'll talk about the exit strategy as well. All right. Listen, I've been going through the last couple days, as I'm sure you probably know, unless you haven't watched the videos. You just jumped this video. Perhaps I've been talking about what's better, cardio or weight training for fat loss. And of course, as a bold statement, I said that cardio appears to be the better, or I'd say my opinion, it would be the better, or would give you basically more, we have to be very specific here, right? We have to be very specific. What are we actually saying? Because there's, again, like I mentioned, there's so many nuances to this. In terms of, generally speaking, per unit of time, energy burn, you're gonna burn more doing cardio work. Okay, that's why you're gonna burn more fat. But this isn't always the case, right? And of course, this doesn't equate to body, body fat percentage, right? This does not equate to body fat percentage. So while you might burn more fat overall doing cardio, doesn't mean you're going to lower your body fat percentage as much as you would do if you were doing weights. Right? Because body fat percentage is a ratio of lean to fat. When we talk about fat loss, we're just talking about fat loss. We're not talking about muscle loss or muscle gain. Right? So, remember with cardio, especially with doing more cardio, you're going to lose more lean mass. Okay? Unless your calories are really, really high. Again, we'd probably have to run a study for this, right? But the point is, we're not doing an activity to enhance lean mass, right? Certainly we're not. We're only doing an activity to chew away through energy. We don't have any kind of partitioning here where we're expending energy, like in the case of weight training, we're expending energy, right? So we're chewing through energy, but at the same time, we're also telling our body to recover the tissue and to adapt the tissue to become stronger, right? So we're building some muscle mass over time. So we've got this sort of two-part effect, right? And so when we start to put that in the scenario, this is where it becomes really important to look at, the time that we're spending. Like, not the time that we're spending. I didn't want to say that. I meant to say you want to look at, how are we assessing the fat loss? Are we assessing it, again, minute for minute? Right? Like, did we lose more fat in a day doing cardio and weights? Do we lose more fat in a week doing cardio and weights? Do we do it over 5 years? Right? Because this will matter, right? And again, I want to remind you, this is not the same thing as becoming leaner. This is not the same thing as becoming leaner, right? If we're talking about leanness, we're talking more about body fat percentage, right? The ratio of fat to lean mass. If we're talking just about losing fat mass, well, maybe we're losing fat mass and we're losing muscle mass, right? I mean, this is very, very likely when we're doing lots of cardio, especially if we're doing lots of cardio. All right, it's just something to put in your brain. Again, I'm not trying to sway you in any direction. I'm more or less just trying to open up your mind, get you to understand better, get you more than anything, not even necessarily understand, get you just thinking, right? Get you thinking, because in this industry that I'm in, there's a lot of bold statements that are made. There are a lot of claims that are made. I make claims too, but if I don't know it, I will tell you I don't know for sure. This is just my opinion. But there are a lot of claims that are made, and so it's important to think and to be able to argue these things, because a lot of this cannot necessarily be demonstrated in a study or even multiple studies, right? This is really, really hard, especially when it comes to diet. Because how do you study certain like extreme diets and stuff like that? Well, what are you going to do, right? Like, how do you measure that? Like, how do you willfully get people to oblige by that, and then you subject them to like virtually a jail cell, and then make them eat a certain way for like an expended, like, what? Like, how do you do that for years, right? You can't, right? So these are things that we'll probably never know, right? The other thing I want to say too is this: when you're weight training, you are enhancing your metabolic rate not just from the fact that you're enhancing your lean muscle mass. You're enhancing, you're creating more lean mass, more real estate. That is, in the lean mass camp. But you are going through recovery. That recovery, so that let's be more specific here. We are creating, let's say, micro tears in the muscle. Okay, so that's one thing that's happening when you're training with heavy weights. The body has to recover that. When that recovery process is happening, that requires more energy. That is adding to your metabolic need. That recovery process is part of your metabolic rate. That's donating. That's requiring energy of your body to recover. So if you're always weight training, you're always having to do that. Okay? Now again, there can be nuances with this. You're recovering, so now you're more tired. So maybe you're not moving as much. So maybe you're not going to be expending energy through non-exercise activity thermogenesis, right? Just I don't know why we have to use such big words here. Maybe you're not going to be moving around as much. You're not going to expend as much energy, but you're expending more energy because you're recovering. So at the end of the day, they both sort of negate each other, right? So again, these are all things that we have to take in consideration, right? So lots of things here, lots of little nuances. I think I mentioned the other day about again, when we're talking about weight training versus cardio, what kind of cardio are we doing? What kind of weight training are we doing? Are we over what period of time are we doing this in? What are we using free weights? Are we what level of intensity are we using? What kind of intensity of cardio are we using? What are the time durations here? Who are the subjects that are involved? Are they trained? Are they untrained? What is the diet like? Because this is going to matter, obviously. There's just so many factors. There's so many things to make a bold statement. It's really, really hard. But as I said, if you want just a 1 or 2 sentence answer here, you want just a quick go-to, you're gonna probably burn minute for minute. Okay, and again, let's just use the example of an hour of weight training versus an hour of cardio. You're gonna burn probably more overall energy than an hour of doing cardio. Again, it depends on what you're doing and the intensity, but let's just say overall, you're probably going to burn more doing that cardio session than you are that weight training session, okay? All right. Do you think I talked about that enough? And I'm even trying to really make it short. Okay, already 8 minutes in. Okay, question here. This person writes, what's next? Will Martina continue Zoom classes after Fit in 10 is over? Yes, she will. These are not just Fit in 10. She always runs the Zoom classes, okay? Just like we run the lift camps. Some of you are doing the lift camps, right? Those lift camps are not for Fit in 10. They are classes that we always hold, and we implement them into our Fit in 10. Same with the Zoom classes, right? I am eating less than, this person writes, I'm eating less than 1,200 calories this week. How will I go back to my regular food intake? Within reason, because what I was eating was making me fat. Okay. I want to be clear on this. So people might say, wow, she eating 1,200 calories. Like, this is crazy, or under 1,200. This is crazy. This person is this person is somewhere in the low 90s in terms of body weight, okay? In the low to mid 90, like 95 pounds I'm talking about, okay? So she's not a 130 or 140 pound person, okay? Or 200 pounds for that matter. Okay, remember your calories should reflect your lean mass, really. Okay, and of course your energy output. So how will I go back to my regular food intake? All right. So again, I would suggest that you eat somewhere. If you want to maintain what you have, I would probably eat somewhere around your week 5 calories, which for you is probably going to be around 1,300 calories or something like that. Okay, and then you can play with that. Okay, but again, it depends. Well, I'm assuming you care because you wrote within reason, because what I was eating prior was making me fat. So you were obviously eating, I don't know how much, but you were certainly eating a lot more than 1,200 calories, okay? And you were losing in the beginning of this with, how much? Let's just take a look. What did I start you with? Let's just take a quick look. I've got it right here. And you started with, 1,338 calories, all right? And you were losing with that. So, you're probably not even going to maintain that. So listen, if you went back to week 1, okay, and you just hung out there and you keep training and you keep doing some cardio, you keep following the outline that I'm going to give you, you could try around this number, okay? But if you expect just to go back to just like kind of not really monitoring what you're eating, like if you don't have any control of what you're doing, I don't know what to tell you. Like I don't know, like you're gonna gain. Like if you don't measure, if you just go by feeling, like, or you just go by what you want to eat, you're gonna gain, right? This is just inevitably. This is like human nature, right? So I mean, not for everybody, but if you're somebody who likes to eat, like I like to eat, okay, you're gonna gain, okay. So my suggestion is keep your calories somewhere between where they are right now and week 1. You could probably go closer to week 1. And then see how things go, trying to maintain the other variables, your exercise, your cardio. Again, it just depends on how much how methodical you want to be versus not, right? And how much you care about staying leaner, okay? If you want specific direction, I'm more than happy to help you, okay? Like if you want me to give you numbers specifically, I will give you some numbers. All right, how am I doing for time here? I'm already 12 minutes. Jesus, I gotta get through these. But I am on entry 11 here, so I've only got 10 more to go, or 11 more to go. This person, name something specific you can improve on for the following week. Buy heavier weights, 25 pounds, and use resistance workouts when needed. Name something specific you can improve on. So you're gonna buy some heavier weights? Okay, sure. I think that's great. I'm gonna recommend that you all do some heavy resistance training. When I say heavy, I mean weight where you're going to fatigue in that 6 to 20 rep range, somewhere in there. Name something specific you need help with. I haven't seen much change on the scale again this week, and I'm concerned after my lack of progress at the last scan. When did you send this to me? Because you made really good progress. So this is June 19th you sent this in to me. Did we already run the scan by then? Okay, so I'm not sure. I know this person. I did their scan, and they did exceptionally well. So I'm following the program 100% diligently. Is there anything I could be doing wrong? Anything I can do to make up for lack of progress? Okay, if I'm not mistaken, though, we did your third scan late. So maybe you hadn't run your third scan at this point. But you have made some tremendous progress to this person. So I'm not sure what you are referring to here. Okay, and weight is just, don't worry about your weight, especially short term. Like, it's very, very hard to assess weight. There's a lot of things that will affect weight, especially as a female. So let's just wait and see what your last scan is, okay? I know we did, this because we did your third scan. We saw tremendous progress, okay? So I don't think I really need to address this because I believe this was probably done before your third scan. When was the 19th, though? When was the 19th? 19th, so we're the 4th today. Yeah, it's possible. I don't know when we did your scan, though. I'd have to look it up. This was right around your scan. Weight loss for people with hypothyroidism. Okay, I'll talk about this tomorrow, okay? But there's an easy answer to this one. All right, let's get the message of the day. Man, these videos are getting to be super long. All right, here's the message of the day. It's a longer message, too. Marriage is hard, divorce is hard. Choose your hard. Obesity is hard, being fit is hard. Choose your hard. Being in debt is hard. Being financially disciplined is hard. Choose your hard. Communication is hard, not communicating is hard. Choose your hard. Life will never be easy, but we can choose our hard. Choose wisely. Okay, this is I actually really love this quote because it's really like you got to kind of just pick your poisons. Like whatever road we choose, I still think there's going to be an easier road, but to expect the road to always be easy is just not going to happen. Okay, so whatever you choose, like you can't run away from things. Okay, you got to face things eventually, and for those of you who are struggling with the fitness aspect or any aspect of this, and you want change, I'm going to encourage you to keep trying and keep looking for the ways or things that can help you. There is one person in this challenge, by the way, who's done this challenge a couple times. And before she even did my challenge, this person was gravely overweight for decades. And I didn't know this until recently. She came in and she showed me her before and after, and I was shocked. I was really, really shocked because this person was well over, and this is not a big person, not tall or anything. This person lost well over 100 pounds. And now this person's really just dealing with, essentially maybe 10, 15 pounds. And so that's what they've been working with. So, but my point is I asked this person, so what happened? Like all these years, and then all of a sudden, and she just said, I just got tired of. She said, put my foot down, and I just implemented some things, and I just stuck with it. Essentially, that's it. She said she just put her foot down. She was just tired of it. And was it easy for her? God, no. But it just like she realized that going the other way was just harder for her, essentially, right? And so she said, okay, I'm gonna put my foot down. I'm gonna try this other way. And I think if you were to ask her, I think she's much happier, right? But it took decades. So things don't happen overnight, right? So just choose wisely, choose your heart, and choose it wisely. Just and know that we are largely responsible for where we are today, and whatever facet of our life we're dealing with, right? Okay, that's it. This is almost 20 minutes. It's ridiculous. Positive energy, positive vibes, believe in yourself. For the love of God, give some gratitude. I'll talk to you all very soon. See you guys.